DHing, not catching. Kelly is back in the catching role, and he will bat 7th. And Dansby Swanson, who hit 8th yesterday, will round out the bottom of the order. All right, J.R. Ritchie, so his last start was in his hometown of Seattle. He can catch his breath, comes back here to Atlanta to make his 4th big league start.
And 2nd overall in this ballpark, and it's always good to be home for J.R. Ritchie. A very deep repertoire is what we have seen from him so far. The 4-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, 2-seamer, cutter, and slider. 6 total pitches, and he's thrown the ball well. Just a .226 batting average against.
Time for our Ford Keys, CJ.
So I think tonight for J.R. Ritchie, thinking about catching your groove. We know the walks have been a little bit of an issue for him. This is a very patient team. So the idea of feeling good with all your pitches around the edges, inside the strike zone. Catch that groove. We got to stay tight. As good as the Braves have been playing, it's been a little bit of an issue on the base pass. Shota Imanaga has not a lot of stolen base this year, and he has picked off a lot of guys over recent years. So you may want to be a little bit more conservative and keeping it tight when you're on the base pass against Imanaga.
Walt Weiss, in his first year as the Braves manager, has the team at 29-13. Best start in baseball. And tonight they'll try to become Major League Baseball's first 30-win team. And there's Craig Counsell. After 9 years in Milwaukee, 3rd season with the Cubs, got him back into the playoffs last year, and has them at 27-15 overall. Two of the best teams in baseball here, toe-to-toe on a Wednesday night at Truist Park. And away we go. That is right in there. Our home plate umpire tonight is Mr. Sean Barber.
He's had a little bit of a rough year when you look at his what we call that correct call percentage. 93.9 for him. That is 71st out of 79 umpires. So near the bottom as far as kind of getting things right. He's got 14 ABS overturns against him in 7 games.
Nico Hoerner 0 for 3 last night with a walk. Remember, the Cubs had just 1 hit yesterday, even though they scored 2 runs, but that 1 hit was an Alex Bregman homer. And Matt Olson's going to give this a peek, but he will not have a play. CJ mentioned for J.R. Ritchie that start in Seattle, and keep in mind that was May 4th. Today's May 13th, so it's been a while, but the 6 walks, and that's ultimately what hurt him later in the outing. But still 5 innings, only gave up 3 runs, but the command, something to watch tonight for the right-hander. Liner, Ozzie, what a backhand. Excellent play to start the ball game from Ozzie Albies.
We highlighted the defense yesterday and how good it was, and what a way to kick this one off, because that looked like it was headed for center field and a base hit. Nice short hop pick there from Ozzie on the backhand. You see how he kind of comes through it with the glove. It's what you're taught to do. He does it well, and a good throw over to Matt Olson.
Tremendous effort on a tough hop. 1 down, and now here is Ballesteros. Anything else to kind of pinpoint for Ritchie tonight besides the command, CJ?
I mean, that's for me is where you start. And then, of course, he's going to have a feel for what you want to do to this lineup. It's a really good lineup. They hit well. They're one of the better lineups in the game. And a couple of breaking balls here that have been kind of overthrown where J.R. Ritchie can't get them where they want them. But I think it'll be about that mix. Right? He is a pitcher who pitches. He does have some good stuff. We'll see the fastball get into the upper 90s. But it's just a matter of catching that right mix and really trusting Sandy Leon behind the plate.
Yeah, nice to have a very savvy veteran back there in Sandy Leon. And if you weren't with us yesterday, Sean Murphy going on the IL with a broken finger. He'll be out a couple of months. So the Braves getting Sandy Leon back, and he is getting his first start of the season tonight.
And I don't know the exact number, but surely these guys had worked together right when they were in AAA.
Left side, and Riley 2 down. Rest of the Braves racetrack defense. Michael Harris, it's his bobblehead tonight. And Azocar getting the start in right field with a lefty on the mound. And as we mentioned, Leon is the battery mate for J.R. Ritchie.
And again, this will be a bigger challenge, but this is where J.R. Ritchie has really shined so far with the right-handed hitters. They're only 1 for 17 against him. It's an .059 batting average. and really low exit velocity. Even contact that has been made against him from right-handed hitters has been in the low 80s.
Bregman had the homer last night, as I mentioned, accounting for the only Cubs run, or one of the 2 Cubs runs, I should say.
Oh, Sandy wanted a challenge.
Another one that's close, but Sandy's going to take a pass again.
I'll tell you what, I thought he had a pretty good shot on the previous pitch. Now that one would have been off, so don't listen to us. Leave it to the professionals.
Change up and a good one. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I do wonder for a guy like Sandy Leon, any other catcher in those spots. Alex Bregman knows the strike zone as good as anybody in baseball. And so if you're sitting there saying, I think it was a strike, this guy generally lets pitches go that are out of the zone, maybe too close to take that chance against a hitter like Bregman.
Ritchie looking for a 1-2-3 first. Bregman showing that discipline. He stopped his bat. 9 years with the Astros, and then last year with the Red Sox, and now first season with the Cubs for Alex Bregman. Called strike. A little too patient at the plate for the Cubs third baseman. And a little frozen pizza to end the top of the first.
And he does it on a changeup, locking Bregman up and in. You don't see it too often, but it worked.
Good start for J.R. Ritchie. 1-2-3, top of the first. Now the Bravos to the plate. Dubon leading it off. Here is the lineup brought to you by Racetrack. And Sandy Leon batting 8th, and then Azocar in the 9th spot in the Braves order. Lefty 5'10", Shota Imanaga on the mound.
Very effective with a fastball that sits at 91, 92 miles an hour. That split is really good. He's got a sweeper in the mix as well. 2-seamer and a curveball once in a while, but those first 3, those are the ones you're going to see the most.
32 years old, 8 seasons playing over in his native Japan, and now his 3rd season in Major League Baseball, all with the Cubbies. There's that splitter.
And didn't do much of anything.
Yeah, there was not much there. And that fastball's deceptive with him, right?
It is, right? When you get a lower, shorter guy, a little bit of a lower arm angle. It's not real low, but enough to be deceptive, and he likes his fastball up so he can play the split off of it.
There's a splitter again, and Dubon bouncing to Bregman. Defense for the Cubs brought to you by Racetrack. Again, they're solid all the way around. A really good defensive ball club that Craig Counsell has. Dansby knows that dirt pretty well out there here at Truist Park. Here's Baldwin. And that one misses off the outside corner.
Exaggerated follow through there from Imanaga, and the center field camera view is kind of amazing to look at him. He's dead center on the pitching rubber. You just don't see that anymore.
Yeah, it is a little, I don't know if off-putting is the right word, but it looks strange.
It's jarring, and because, and Birdie loves talking about this kind of stuff, but your pitchers essentially try to create angles picking one side of the rubber or another, and generally going pretty extreme. And with his, he's a 41-degree arm angle, so it's just kind of middle of the road, right? So it's not like there's deception necessarily coming from a lower arm angle. It's not as if you're looking at a guy who's throwing a lot of 2-seam fastballs, because if you are, you probably would want to create a little bit of a different angle, but that is dead center.
And again, you saw the numbers. He's had a couple of clunkers, but all in all, it's been a really solid start to the season for Shota Imanaga. In his last 2 starts, 13 innings, just 1 run and 15 strikeouts. So he's been in a groove, and his sweeper gets Baldwin.
They got away with a hanging sweeper right there. Drake Baldwin would love another shot at this. He's trying to put this ball down and away. Instead, it stays up and in. A couple off-speed pitches early, right? The split to Dubon that was in the upper third of the zone. That sweeper right there. If that trend continues, the Braves are going to be okay.
Yeah, this offense is not going to miss too many of those. Braves faced Imanaga twice last year, and Ozzie hit a homer in both of those games. And that leads us to our Toyota Trends feature.
Now, we love seeing these kind of numbers. You mentioned it, a couple of home runs last September, but overall 5 for 9 against Imanaga.
Imanaga gets ahead 1-2.
So you can see when he throws that fastball there down and away, it really does stay true. It's got some of that good induced vertical break to it. That one at 19 inches, that's a really good number. And so even though it's down in the zone, it's going to stay there. It's not going to fall down below the zone. And when he goes up, it's going to play really well at the top.
A little bit off early here for Imanaga as far as that one sweeper we saw. Now a couple splitters that maybe doesn't have the best feel for so far here in the first inning. He does strike out Ozzie with a four-seamer upstairs. Both sides go 1-2-3 in the first.
Jackson.
One of the great things you can do in this ballpark, go take some wiffle BP. All right, let's go down to Paul Byrd. Time for our Kia Field Report.
You got it, J.R. Ritchie at 22 years old throwing the changeup. This is the straight fastball. You can move it over to the middle, Greg Maddux style, or go out like I showed you earlier on the last two fingers. And if you pull as hard as you can straight down and throw it, it'll create backspin and it'll look just like your fastball, but be 8 to 10 miles an hour off. It is the toughest pitch to throw. I did not learn to throw a good one till I was in my 30s. And John Smoltz, who is a premier Hall of Famer, could never throw one, even though Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine were in the locker room trying to help him. So shout out to J.R. Ritchie, throwing it to lefties and righties out of the gate here. I'm extremely impressed. No promises for the rest of the game, but so far he has showed me something that many great pitchers could not learn until they were in their 30s or ever. Guys.
Even for those Hall of Famers, you're absolutely right. And the first two guys, the at-bats finish on changeups from J.R. Ritchie, Ballesteros, and Bregman, and one of those being a strikeout. Don't let Paul Byrd fool you when he starts talking about kind of pitches and his inability to throw them. As you see the full repertoire here for J.R. Ritchie and what we're talking about. Birdie actually taught my oldest son his changeup in high school, and he had a good one, better one than I ever had. I did not have a very good changeup. And there's pitch design guys, right, that are out there now. It's kind of like a new title, and you can go to labs and talk to pitch design people, and they'll be great, and they even have them within the organization. But I put Paul Byrd up against any of them, and he doesn't need the data. He's got feel.
But
I appreciate that.
He's humble down there, Birdie.
Well, thank you for the kind words.
Hey, that curveball looks pretty good too, Birdie.
I like that too. This guy's got weapons. I said we may have a new Steve Avery, babyface assassin. You know, this guy has the face, could be in high school, but he has a major league arm that looks like it's in its prime. And you usually do not come up here at 22 years old and have this kind of assortment. And, you know, he's pitched in front of his family already. We got that out of the way. So let's just worry about what is to come.
Yeah, he talked a lot last week when he was in Seattle and making that start. Obviously, it was emotional. It was a very cool moment for him. I think it was very wise for him to let his parents and family kind of handle all of the ticket requests, because there were hundreds of them from people in Bainbridge Island, where he is from, so that he could just focus on the baseball. Routine fly off the bat of Suzuki, 2 down.
So how about the way these at-bats have finished, right? He is through 5 Cubs batters so far, and the at-bats have finished on curveball, changeup, curveball, slider, right? He's got a good fastball. The fastball's been good for him this year. Only a 150 batting average against it, but he's made that decision here early on to use the off-speed to try to finish these plate appearances.
And now he's got Michael Busch, who was 0 for 2 with a couple of walks yesterday. And no balls and 2 strikes. There's that changeup that Birdie was talking about.
So important for him to establish that he was going to come at these Cubs hitters, right? They know the data. They're watching the video. They saw some of those games where the walks had gotten away from him. But to come right out of the chute in inning 1, now here in inning 2, to say, I'm going at you guys, put them in swing mode. It's exactly what you want to do as a young pitcher. And so far, so good here.
Good power in Bush's bat. He had 34 homers last year, 3 so far this season. So a bit of a cooler start for Michael Busch. And 30 of those 34 homers last year came off right-handed pitchers. Trying to get it through the back door. Well, Sandy's going to challenge.
I feel like he's just been itching to challenge one anyway, right? There's been a couple of borderline pitches, but I don't think this breaking ball came back enough.
Powered by T-Mobile.
Atlanta will have 1 remaining challenge.
That ABS challenge, and now the Braves down to 1. It truly is a baby face for the 22-year-old J.R. Ritchie. Full count. Catcher Carson Kelly would be next. Another 3-2 from Ritchie, and another foul ball by Michael Busch.
Again, impressive. He goes curveball, gets a foul ball, slider, he gets a foul ball, right? Trying to mix these different off-speed pitches that he has. I know he likes that changeup. The issue becomes if you're comfortable really throwing it at the corner where it finishes off, you get the swing, it's great. If you don't, potentially it's ball 4. Fastball up and in was a pitch he's also thrown in this at bat. He might like that here.
8th pitch coming. 4 fouls in this at bat. Make it 5.
That was a good one. Good changeup in the zone. And these are the at bats that wear you down as a young pitcher, because I promise you in AAA this hitter's already out.
This is where you start to feel that difference. There's the extra deck, and the hitters are a little bit better. But he gets a bouncer. Matt Olson takes. Ritchie covers. And folks, dating back to yesterday, Braves pitching has retired 20 straight Cubs hitters.
Yeah.
Rolling into the bottom of the 2nd, Matt Olson, Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact player, with Matty leading off. So left-handed batter versus left-handed pitcher. Both Baldwin and Olson near the top of the list. And he hit it hard, but unfortunately directly to Michael Busch. Bottom line, though, is Olson and Baldwin against lefties, it has not bothered them a bit.
No, and those numbers matter as we take a look. We got 2 in the top 5 right now, left on left for the Atlanta Braves. And we kind of knew it about Drake Baldwin, but he didn't get the extended look. He gets the extended look this year against lefties. He's cashed it in, and Matt Olson is just hitting everybody.
And this guy's starting to hit everybody. Austin Riley, 2 more hits yesterday, including a homer. I was talking with Austin down at the batting cage before the game, and I said, so what's it been the last couple weeks? He said, it is all about my hips. And he took me over to the iPad and was showing me the video about how his hips are much more level. He's not dipping his hip, dipping his shoulder. And the results have been there. He turns on this, but he's ahead of it.
Yeah, it sounds like they went and dug in and looked at some of his better years and where he was as far as that levelness goes. And it's not that difficult to get out of whack just a little bit. You may not even notice it. But if you're not level, if you're not in the spot that you need to be, and there are certain pitches you're just not going to get to, including elevated fastballs, which I think we have seen from him at times, and he's made the correction and he's getting great results.
He said there were 2 particular sliders that he hit really well on the road trip. He said, when I was hitting that pitch and keeping my hips level, I knew, okay, things are starting to feel right. Certainly he's seeing the fruit of that labor. accidental. Another chance for Bush, and Imanaga covers. Hey, soccer fans, don't miss your chance tomorrow to experience the first public viewing of the FIFA World Cup trophy in Atlanta. Be on site at the Plaza Green starting at 3:30 p.m. through 5 p.m. You can also view the trophy inside Truist Park and Monument Garden starting at 5:30 through the 7th inning tomorrow night. So a couple of options.
See, it said something that kind of got me interested in Imanaga in that first inning, how he didn't look right. And so we'd have that conversation a lot. Is it a first inning thing? He has 7.88 ERA in the first inning this year. He has not allowed an earned run in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th innings all season. So he's only been scored upon, at least with earned runs, in the 1st inning and the 6th inning this year.
And it's a pretty good sample size because he's made 8 starts. This is his 9th.
Might have been a Ford Key if I knew that ahead of time. Get him in the first.
Well, we'll have to be the team that bucks that
That's right.
trend. And maybe Michael's the guy to do it. It's Michael's bobblehead night. Michael, along with his Golden Doodle cash on the bobblehead for tonight's giveaway. Went around on the sweeper.
Generally, when you see chase like that, you kind of go ahead and take another shot at it, as that ball just kept going and going and pretty far away from Michael.
Called strike. Michael's not going to challenge it. It was close. We might be in store for an old-fashioned pitcher's duel here tonight at Truist. Baseball's in here at Truist Park. On to the 3rd inning. If you want to mix your baseballs in with 3,000 calories, we're going to show you how in a second.
Or if you missed your workout today, because this thing has got some weight to it that Chef brought to us today. This is an interesting one. There is a lot of stuff in here. What do you call it?
It's the deep dish fries, Chicago deep dish fries. So obviously they're known for their deep dish pizza up there. So he's basically put a Chicago pizza with fries underneath it.
I'm telling you right now, this is a flavor party. Everything in here has some kind of bite to it. There's some marinara sauce at the bottom that goes over the French fries, but then you're dealing with some peppers and onions and sausage and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so you just have to treat the fries like it is the dough of the pizza, and you've got Chicago deep dish here at Truist Park for the next couple of days.
That does not lack flavor at all. It is bringing it in a big way.
Smells delicious. It's one of those, though, if you eat it, you're probably asleep by the 5th. Stepping over into the sun, Dubon making the play. So the Chicago Cubs have had such an interesting season. Now overall they've been excellent, 27-15, leading the Central. But you go back to April 14th, they won 10, they lost 3, then they won 10 again, and after last night's loss, it's another 3-game skid.
I don't like that, because you know I like trends. That means they would have to win here tonight to start another 10-game winning streak. So I want no part of that. So congratulations on that symmetry. We'd like it to be over.
We want to end that symmetry here this evening. It's the Chicago Cubs' first season with multiple 10-game win streaks since 1935. So we're trying to get things figured out here for Sandy and the PitchCom device.
Crickets. Gives me time to ask you a question. I don't know. There's Brian McCann and Mike Plant.
Yeah, Mike Plant down in front, Braves exec.
Keeping a close eye on what's going on. And where do you think BMAC is on the PitchCom? Just put your fingers down.
That's a good question. Yeah, he's probably like, come on, guys. There's a way to do this. We've done it before.
He's not old enough to be old man cranky yet, but that's the kind of thing that could really bring it out in him.
BMAC, I believe he's my age and Frenchie's age, isn't he? Early 40s? How old is BMAC? 42, yeah. Born in Athens in '84. I think once you cross that 40-year-old plateau, we can get pretty cranky.
Yeah.
So
it takes us some loud music or some kids with bad manners, people not knowing how to get on and off an elevator. That's the kind of stuff that'll get you going.
It'll get you. telling you, I'm at that age when you get to the pool that you don't even take your shirt off anymore.
You're actually just there to relax.
You just let me sit under an umbrella. I don't even want the sun on my body. I'll burn.
And by the way, keep it down over there.
Yeah, kids, come on. Pete Crow Armstrong. We talked about it last night. So it's such a patient Cubs offense until you get to Pete Crow Armstrong, and he is as aggressive as it gets.
And not all chase is created equal. Right, it's one thing when, okay, you go after a pitch here and there, it's a couple of inches off the plate. It counts as the same chase rate, but he has some really big chase, and that pitch was well out of the zone.
But between the extension that he signed just before opening day, 6 years, $115 million, the Cubs are really invested up the middle with Dansby, with Nico Horner, and Pete Crow Armstrong out in center field.
The Cubs have been pretty aggressive. I mean, those extensions certainly have mattered, but even what happened with them this offseason and kind of how aggressive they got with that payroll.
Pete Crow Armstrong thankfully sees this leak just left to that chalk.
So this is a franchise high, as we'll take a quick peek at this, and this ball going foul, luckily, with the great speed that he has. But it's a franchise record opening day payroll this year. And they have a lot of free agents also. Imanaga being one of them. Jameson Taillon. Suzuki's a free agent. Happ. Matthew Boyd. There's some mutual options for guys like Boyd and Colin Ray, who we saw last night. Carson Kelly. So a lot like the Tigers, they put some pretty big resources into their roster. Franchise best payroll where they expect to win now. That means they probably also try to add at the deadline because things are going to look significantly different next year.
And again, the likely deadline at least one of them will be in their starting pitching because of the injuries that they have had there. J.R. Ritchie, another 2-2 pitch here. And another bouncer foul. Very similar to that Michael Busch at bat to end the second. Ninth pitch coming. There have been 5 foul balls here off the bat of PCA.
And you generally don't get these kind of plate appearances from him because of the swing and miss. He's averaging just over 3.5 pitches per plate appearance. These are tough. You don't want to get beat in the zone with something that's too fat. You certainly don't want to walk him either. It's edges or maybe a couple of inches off to try to get a swing and miss.
Well, that ends the streak for Braves pitching of 21 straight Cubs retired as Pete Crow Armstrong trots down to first base. Time for our Defend the Mound feature presented by Comcast Business. So minimum 10 innings pitched. Starting pitchers against righties. Pretty good for J.R. Ritchie.
It's been domination for him. He has been excellent again because how deep the repertoire runs. He's got a couple different breaking balls that he can throw them. He's not afraid to throw that good changeup right on right.
Runner goes for second, and Pete Crow Armstrong will get in there easily without a throw.
He's got that kind of speed. He came in 9 for 12, making now 10 for 13. And Sandy Leon had no shot.
Dansby Swanson, a little bit of a slow start to 2026 after he had his first 2020 season last year. But right now below 200, almost out into center field. Ozzie saved that.
And a good thing that Pete Crow Armstrong kind of ducked there too, because that could have been dangerous as far as that ball hitting him. Oof.
7 years for the Braves, and now 4th with the Cubs for Dansby Swanson, awaiting a 2-1 and fouling it off. A changeup from Ritchie. And Dansby becoming a first-time father this offseason. His wife Mallory Pugh, of course, U.S. women's national team soccer player, gave birth to their first child, a daughter Josie, in November. His former teammate Austin Riley throws across to get him. PCA gets over to third base, 2 down.
When that play happens, you're pretty sure that Pete Crow Armstrong is going to take third there. The temptation to want to fake throw and throw to second and get him a rundown is real, but guys just generally play it by the book. But you know he's going to do it. It's a great speed that he has. He's going to take a little bit of a lead. He's going to act like he's going back, and then as soon as Austin Riley takes that hand out of his glove, he's gone.
Lineup card flips over to Nico Hoerner. Curveball right in there.
I have to go back and watch one of J.R. Ritchie's old games. I say old games. He hasn't been here that long, but do you think he unintentionally doesn't have that second button buttoned on his jersey?
You know, I noticed that earlier, and I think we were discussing something, so I didn't point it out. I'm guessing it's unintentional.
You never know. Guys have their things, right? The little kind of quirky things, but I need to know. I mean, I'll go down there and button for him if he wants. That's how much it's in my brain right now.
It's going to wear you out a little bit.
But he's throwing the ball well, so I don't want to disrupt anything.
He's trying to put Hoerner away here with the potential first run of the game, 90 feet away down there at third base. Grounder right to Ha-Seong Kim. Keep that second button open, J.R. Ritchie. Only a walk through 3 innings. Three at your local Atlanta area Audi dealer. Boy, he came ready to play tonight. He needs another chain.
It's a big hat. It's funny.
And a cup of coffee, apparently.
What do you got on the pins?
He's a collector. I'm going to go on a limb and say he's a true Braves fan. I think he's all in. Ha-Seong Kim. Remember, he returned yesterday from the injured list. Had not played all season. Surgery back in January on the finger. Those are the numbers last year with Atlanta in 24 games. So before the game, as he goes down on the splitter, I was talking with Ha-Seong Kim's translator, David, who's a great guy. It's great to see him again. It's good to have him around. He goes everywhere Ha-Seong Kim goes. And he said, are you going to try to match CJ this year with talking in Korean when Ha-Seong Kim does it? So he sent me a bunch of calls from the KBO of home run calls.
How's your confidence?
Well, and then there was a pause and he was typing another message. He says, actually, I think these are too complicated for you. Let me think of something simpler. So as Leon crushes this, but foul.
I mean, let's not oversell it. My Korean is extremely limited. I knew how to get in a cab and get to the ballpark and then get back to my apartment.
There's David.
That was about it. It was really good to see David. It's like, man, I missed you guys, and really more talking about Kim, of course. Also just missing being around the team and here in Atlanta. It's really nice to have both of them back.
Absolutely. And Sandy Leon, welcome back to Atlanta. His first at bat at the big league level in 2026 is a single to left field.
You love to see it for Sandy, the journey that he has been on throughout his entire career. You knew he was looking forward to getting back here. And to get a base hit, right, we look at him as obviously a glove guy first, but some aggressive swings early on, and this one pays off.
And that is the first hit of the ball game for either side. Jose Azocar getting the assignment in right field today. Walt Weiss did say before the game, another update on Ronald Acuna. He's been continuing to get his pregame running drills in, but they do not expect to activate Ronald during this homestand. It'll be probably when the Braves are on the road.
A couple of base hits for Azocar against Shota Imanaga in his career. 2 singles in his 3 at-bats.
You saw those numbers in the 5 seasons for Azocar. Almost all of those games were when he was with the San Diego Padres. Brief stint with the Braves last year, and here he is again being called up in 2026. Line drive, base hit, back-to-back hits for Atlanta from the 8 and 9 spots in the order.
How about that? We talked about bottom of the order last time. We've really talked about it all season long, but these guys haven't been here all year long, right? I mean, these are a couple of different guys that you throw in the bottom of the order, and yet the trend continues where it's base hits and production.
So Azocar following up Sandy Leon's hit with one of his own, and now the top of the order, and Dubon. And Dubon gets ahead here, 2-0. You'll see Shota Imanaga a lot of times kind of collect his thoughts, take a deep breath. His nickname when he was playing back home was the throwing philosopher. He gets a bouncer to short here. And that is just what Imanaga was hoping for. A 6-4-3 double play. So the Braves get 2 hits but no runs. Hands replay. The hands for J.R. Ritchie not very nimble because he does normally button that second button.
I mean, something is brewing right now. This game has been going well for him. The second button is unbuttoned, clearly accidental. But perhaps a new trend for J.R. Ritchie.
Button gate here at Truist Park tonight.
He has no idea.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
I guess it's tough to see. You got to really get your chin down there. Liner toward the gap. Azocar sliding and making a great grab. Taking one away from Ballesteros.
Part of the reason that he is here, right? We know that he is a good defender. He's got some good wheels. He's a right-handed bat, which the Braves needed right now, but he can also play pretty well in the outfield, and that's a very nice play and a very hard hit ball at 98 miles an hour.
Jorge Mateo appreciates it. Alex Bregman now.
So for a guy like Ritchie, when you're facing Alex Bregman, and even for left-handed pitchers for that matter, it's getting a little bit unconventional, right? He was able to strike him out on a 3-2 changeup that was up and in, maybe not exactly where he wanted to throw it, but a little bit of a different pitching style when you're facing this kind of hitter for sure.
It's crazy, CJ. I was looking because I knew Bregman had gone to the playoffs all those years with the Astros. He's, if you count last year with the Red Sox, he's been in the playoffs in 9 straight seasons. He's been in 102 playoff games already in his career as Alex Bregman. Bouncer to the left side. Kim. Beat it out. Did Bregman. Just got past Riley. Kim did all he could.
Yeah, these are tough plays when you're the guy that is behind right now, and Ha-Seong Kim and the Braves are not going to challenge this one. I don't know if Riley touched a little bit and slowed it down. Let's see if you got any glove on it at all. Well, maybe not. down. So Kim was there, did everything he possibly could, just not enough time, and a great throw. And something we noticed last year with Ha-Seong Kim, the accuracy of his throws from that position in particular.
Right on target, but Bregman just beats it by a step. And that's just the second Cubs hit in the series. They're 2 for 39 so far here at Truist Park. Got him to go after a cutter coming inside.
That's a good one there. 89 miles an hour late break to that cutter from J.R. Ritchie.
Part of that 6-pitch arsenal for J.R. Ritchie. Braves number 2 prospect behind Cam Caminiti. And the Braves number 3 prospect we saw throw 3 beautiful innings out of the bullpen last night in Didier Fuentes. Full count, 1 walk so far. Remember last time in Seattle it was the walks ultimately that doomed Ritchie a bit, 6 of them.
So he's had a couple of pitches that have gotten away from him and some big misses like that one, some curveballs that we saw in the first inning, but so far he's been able to correct course and get back on track.
Misses with that changeup, pulled it a little bit. So there's walk number 2 tonight for the right-hander. Hey, dust off your boots, Braves country. May 22nd. You see that hat, you can get that. And live country music and flair throughout the ballpark all night long on May 22nd. Braves.com/promos to be a part of the action, just like Birdie is. Howdy, partner.
What's going on? My horse is parked outside. A little hay and water, but I'm from Kentucky, so as soon as I put this on, felt like I'm right at home.
So what's your horse's name? Glue Stick?
Max. No, Big Max.
Max.
Yes.
That's
He's looking good sitting there next to all those Teslas and BMWs, you know.
You don't have to plug him in, though.
Don't have to plug him in.
No,
don't have
not
to
yet.
stop at the gas station. Just a little good fescue and, you know, he prefers pond water.
Birdie's avoiding these gas prices with electric cars and horses.
By the way, the horse thing on the water is true. You get them water out of the faucet, they won't drink it. They want well water.
Really?
Yeah, or some good water out of the creek.
They don't want that fluoride, huh?
Nah, for whatever reason. Concerns me a little bit.
As long as you're not drinking the water out of the pot, Birdie.
Well, what does your horse know that we don't know? It kind of has me
That's what
concerned
I'm
as
saying.
well.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Birdie, I would imagine you're pretty big into the Derby given those Kentucky roots.
I am, and it was so good this year, guys. So good. Last to first female trainer.
That is good. A curveball that freezes Suzuki. That's a big second out there for Ritchie.
Now front door curveball with some really tight spin here, better than 2,600 RPMs. If you're into that kind of thing and catching the inner third for that called third strike.
Suzuki in disbelief. Back to the dugout. Michael Busch now. Busch had that long 9-pitch at bat in the second inning before he eventually grounded out to Matt Olson.
Been some good off-speed pitches thrown behind in the count tonight from J.R. Ritchie. That slider, a good example. It was right on the black. Good break to it. Just when he's fallen behind, he hasn't thought, I need to get to the big part of the plate. That's when you can run into some trouble.
There you go again, 2-2. And that's got to show confidence, right?
He has it. I think we picked up on that pretty quickly, right? Even though he's a rookie, we joke about him being baby-faced. He's very comfortable in his own skin, understands how good his stuff is. He's already proven to himself that his stuff plays at the big league level. But yeah, I'm with you. Going at guys and not just shooting for the middle of the plate is a sign of confidence.
2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count, and a 22-year-old ready to deliver the pitch here to Bush. In on the hands and fouled away.
Now we'll see how many good pitches he throws that gets fouled off. That was the kind of awakening moment for me when you're young and you're just, again, so used to, hey, guys in AA and AAA are missing that pitch. And he's thinking big leaguers are fouling it off, and then they're fouling off another one, and then I make a mistake.
Leaves the four-seamer arm side and another full count. He is over 75 pitches now. Big pitch, big spot, 3-2. We'll do it again. Another spectacular crowd here for a wonderful matchup on a Wednesday night. Ritchie ready. Here we go. He struck him out. A curveball. And in his fourth big league start, he's through 4 scoreless. He gets Bush with a breaker. Everybody approves, and Birdie says, howdy, partner. Ritchie over there pounding a honey stinger waffle. Keep that energy up. 2-3-4 here for the Braves against Imanaga in the bottom of the 4th. Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. Yeah, those numbers will do okay for the offense.
It's been really fun to watch what's happened here offensively. Talk about what's happening at the bottom, but you don't have those kind of numbers unless it's happening also at the top. And it's been an absolute joy to watch this offense this season. Excitement all the time, clutch numbers. What they've done with runners in scoring position, you never feel like you're out of any game.
And just like yesterday, Braves got down and then boom, 4 runs in the 5th. Bullpen lights out the rest of the way, and the Braves win game 1 of the series 5-2. Sean Murphy, you see, he's got the cast on the left hand, the broken middle finger on that left hand from the catcher's interference situation against the Dodgers. Going to be out a couple of months. Baldwin sends it deep, right center, toward the wall. And it's out of here. A bomb from Baldwin to put the Braves on top.
Prowess of Drake Baldwin and Matt Olson, and there it is showing up in a big way. Man, that was an impressive home run from Drake Baldwin. Another solo for him, which he's really good at. Unfortunately, gets some guys on base in front of him, but leading off the inning a little different. But there was a sweeper that was swung on and missed in this at bat, and this one you thought, okay, I could do it again, and it was somewhat similar, and Drake Baldwin was on it. After he swung and missed, I felt like there was just a little bit of a look, because there was more depth in that sweeper than some of the others that we had seen tonight, and he tried to do it one more time, and Drake was ready.
It's just so impressive that he can reach for that and generate that much power to right center to get it out of here, 402 feet.
I'm with you, and there's JP Martinez showing it off with the hat. That's right.
That's impressive.
It is. That's not easy to do. And so Imanaga, as surprised as you were and as surprised as I was, because I'm with you. You saw the swing. It looked like he had to reach for it. Sounded good, but you're like, there's no way he's driving that ball out in that location. And he did.
Shows you the power that he's got. Matt Olson now grounded out back in the second. But yeah, for Drake, it's now 11 homers, 10 solo shots for Baldwin. He's an introvert. He just likes his own party. Meanwhile, Matt Olson, 14 homers on the season. Awaiting an 0-2. Downstairs with a splitter. But the throwing philosopher was his nickname when he played those 8 years in Japan. Deeply analytical, very cerebral approach. Highly articulate with his answers to reporters back in Japan. He's a thinker out there. Shallow center. Falling in front of PCA. And Matt Olson is 1 for 2.
Well, you saw a split that was pretty far out of the zone, didn't offer it at it. And now he gets another one left on left here from Imanaga. And that one stayed near the bottom of the zone, didn't have the same kind of depth off the end of the bat, but a base hit nonetheless. The nickname's funny to me because he's pretty animated, very left-handed, right, in the way that he kind of jokes around and has fun in the body language, but then there's also a deep thinker side. Who would have thought?
His answers when talking to the U.S. media, he's getting more comfortable with it, obviously, but he came over, a little bit of culture shock. He talked about that his first year in 2024. But when he felt very comfortable in Japan, he would hold pretty long post-game press conferences where he gave his thoughts on everything, including his outing.
I'm sure the Japanese media appreciate it. It's a tough gig. I've gotten to know a handful of those reporters that are tasked with following Japanese players around the league, and the demand is really high for their work. And it's nice when you have a guy that you can get a lot of information out of. We were just in Los Angeles, and I was talking to some friends over there. And they said they can't get a peep out of Shohei Ohtani. They can't get a word out of him.
Riley making some noise, but it's going to curl foul. Second deck. We had one up there yesterday where somebody failed to make a catch, and that one bounced down.
Well, now you got some company. That's a sweet hat, by the way. But you have some company in the, gosh, I would have caught that baseball family.
Yesterday was a Cubs fan, so we like this guy better. And you're not going to get many opportunities where he is sitting.
No.
All right, let's take another peek. Let's break it down.
All right, so he didn't have a shot in the air. That guy did, and completely whiffed on it. Took a sideways bounce. That guy had a great shot at it. Both of them. Neither one of those guys deserved that baseball. Good gracious.
That reaction. He can't believe
it.
Oh. Two and two to Riley. Now his phone's blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
I do love that hat. Hard hit. Dansby takes it off the short hop and gets his old buddy Austin Riley with a 6-4-3 double play. But Baldwin homer gives the Braves a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, how about Drake Baldwin going down and getting one big fly, and JP Martinez with the catch of the year on the other side.
Rookie Richie ready to start the fifth. Kia Field Report time again. Here's Paul Byrd.
Oh, you got it, Brandon. Look at these numbers. You'll see the Chicago Cubs only hit 176 on the changeup. So he's already thrown 18 of those tonight, which is fantastic. If he doesn't have a good changeup, he can't do this. He cannot exploit this weakness. I'm thinking of Carl Crawford, who played 15 years in the big leagues, who's an incredible hitter, but he hit in the ones on the slider. He hit over 300 on everything else. So if you don't have a slider, you're going to be in trouble with Carl Crawford. So if you are going to start a major league game, it is important that you have multiple pitches. And if you only had 2 or 3 pitches instead of 6 or 7, then you can kind of be in trouble. So that's another thing that I like about this young 22-year-old is the options that he has. And again, throwing pitches that are really tough to throw. We'll see if he can get out of this one, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because there's some action, it looks like, already in the Braves bullpen, but the deep repertoire is part of what has gotten him here and allows him to get a little bit deeper in games. But with the Braves up right now, third time around the order coming up here and a couple of hitters, it seems like Walt's going to be proactive. So J.R. Ritchie's going to have to work hard and be really good to get to this 5th inning and give himself a shot at a win.
Yeah, Kenley has started to loosen. Off the end of the bat, and Ritchie fires a perfect strike to Olson. That does put Kelly at second base.
And CJ, do you like seeing young guys in these pressure situations? Because it's going to happen. So we want to see what is he made of. I think pitchers are like a sponge. You got to squeeze them to figure out what's inside.
100%. I think we've already seen it from him a little bit on that last road trip as well. But certainly Walt is paying very close attention right now, as is Jeremy Hefner. How is he reacting, right? Potential tying run. You're in the 5th inning. We'll see if he's got a hitter beyond this one. Dansby Swanson, while he's down in the order, is a good big league player. So there's definitely some pressure here. But as much as people will talk about wins not mattering and there's a long way to go in this very tight game, with the higher pitch count, he knows he's near the end. You want to give yourself a shot at it.
Falling behind Dansby Swanson here, 2-0.
It's been really kind of fun to watch how aggressive Walt Weiss has been with some big arms early in the game.
I like the approach.
Yeah.
Put your people in the high leverage situations. There doesn't necessarily have to be everybody the same 7th, 8th, and 9th every ball game.
And he's not blowing out the bullpen to do it either, right? He has done a really nice job of getting guys their rest. It's a little aggressive if you were doing this all the time and you didn't have the arms to do it.
4-pitch walk here for Dansby Swanson. 3rd free pass for Ritchie. Let's get a message in right now from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
We talked about Walt Weiss, him being aggressive. He's going to be aggressive here. He's going to go to the bullpen and bring in Tyler Kinley with the Braves up 1 in the 5th. Braves baseball is brought to you by Georgia Power. Score big savings at georgiapower.com/tips. By Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it. And also by Chevrolet, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves. So J.R. Ritchie 4 1/3, responsible for the runners on, but right now no runs against him, and Walt Weiss going to Tyler Kinley.
A big arm here in a big spot to try to keep the score exactly where it is for Tyler Kinley since he joined the Atlanta Braves last year. He's pitched in 21 games in this ballpark. 1.69 ERA, 135 batting average against. He likes it here.
He's got the top of the order, Nico Hoerner. Starts him off with a slider low. Ground ball. Kim can't get to it. Kelly waved home. Dubon's throw is late, and the ball game is tied.
You get the ground ball you want. Unfortunately, it's hit right in the hole. This goes at Austin Riley or to Ha-Seong Kim, and it's probably an inning double play, but right between the two of them, no one had a shot at it. Good effort from Kim, but no way he was going to be able to get there. So it's an easy RBI single.
So the Braves get the Baldwin homer in the bottom of the fourth. The Cubs respond here in the top of the fifth. Look, this Cubs offense has been struggling over the last few. They were shut out the last two games in Texas before coming to Atlanta. They only had the one hit yesterday, but it is a very capable offense. And Craig Counsell's crew trying to put something together here in the fifth inning. Ballesteros out to center. Pretty deep, but Michael is there. Both runners tag, and they advance. Well, this is one of those at bats you circle on your scorecard. You've got Alex Bregman, very good veteran hitter, 2 in scoring position in a 1-run game or a 1-1 game here in the fifth.
While he is generally pretty patient, the first one in the zone, decent chance he goes after it, right? You got a couple of runners in scoring position. You'll see some patient hitters kind of switch gears when they get spots like these.
Got the inside corner, 1-1.
Not a lot of history between these two for Alex Bregman. Just 2 at-bats against Tyler Kinley, 0 for 2.
Kinley hoping to make that 0 for 3 and send us to the bottom of the fifth here. Line drive foul. And Bregman needs a new piece of lumber before the 1-2 pitch.
So go back to the beginning of last season, right on right for Alex Bregman. Both of the breaking balls that you'll see from Tyler Kinley, batting averages have been pretty low. 162 against sliders, 231 against the curveball.
What will he bring him here? 1-2 to try to get out of this jam. He went with a slider. Talking about Bregman last time he was up and the fact that he's played in over 100 playoff games, 2 World Series rings. So moments like this certainly don't faze Alex Bregman. Grounder to Riley. He scoops. Across it goes. And Kinley gets out of it with just the 1-run home. Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Truist. Sun just set a couple of minutes ago here in Atlanta, so nighttime 1-1 game, all even as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
Some fans quick to point out that we meaning the Braves, disrupted what we saw from Shota Imanaga, only allowing earned runs in the first and sixth inning.
Yeah, that Baldwin homer last inning in the fourth got the Braves on the board. It looked like Bregman lost that for a moment, but he found it.
That's the right time of night to do it, right? We're looking at dusk right now, so you don't have a fully dark sky, but it is a little bit darker and an easy one to lose a ball in.
That's got to be a helpless feeling right there.
Yeah, I mean, he had an idea of where that baseball was tracking, and so he continued to move in that direction and then was able to see it again.
Shota Imanaga, that ball in the air there off the bat of Harris, but he has induced 8 groundouts. He has the 4th highest fly ball rate among qualifiers, so normally more balls in the air against Shota Imanaga than we've seen tonight.
Just a little bit surprising knowing he throws his split as much as he does. But the four-seam fastball is not a ground ball pitch. It's going to be swing or miss or fly balls usually. His sweeper has gotten up in the air a lot more than your average sweeper.
So J.R. Ritchie can close the book on him. That one run does go to Ritchie. 4 1/3 tonight in his 4th big league start. 3 walks, but all in all, what did you think of Ritchie, partner?
Thought he threw the ball well. He came out attacking. He understood what was going on with this lineup in particular, that he had to use all of his pitches. They had to be in the strike zone. They were not going to chase very much. And I thought he executed pretty well. A lot of foul balls. They drove up the pitch count on him. And that was the only reason why he didn't get deeper in the game.
Interestingly, Martin Perez is the one in the bullpen right now for Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm with you. That one kind of grabs my attention as well. You use Tyler Kinley to finish up mid-inning. As you go to the top of the 6th, it looks like Martin will get ready to come in.
Speaking of fly balls off of Imanaga, there's one. 2 away. Hey, the Atlanta Braves are celebrating one of Atlanta's own, the Jermaine Dupri bobblehead giveaway, July 22nd. Make sure to arrive early because it's going to be a hot ticket. So Def block party in the Battery. And there's going to be a DJ set out there as well. You can grab something to eat. There's going to be a food truck. Braves.com/promos to see all the details. Remember how the Outcast bobbleheads went? And I think Jermaine Dupri, there's going to be big lines for that one. Gretchen brought the Jermaine Dupri bobblehead up here, and she goes, "This is the only one out of wrapping currently in existence. Do not mess this up."
So like you're holding a gold bar right now. Take a peek at this.
Yeah, take a look. It's pretty cool.
Nice, and I was wondering, microphone will stay in there.
Very nice.
The back,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a beauty right there.
I like that.
Tupac's got nothing on our Jermaine Dupri. They had that big one in Baltimore. I think it was last week.
Yeah, they had lines around the corner. We got the wave going at the ballpark. Sandy León, a single in the 3rd. So he is batting 1,000 on the season. Only 5 games last year for the Braves in that late call up. Reaches for it, pops it towards Michael Busch. Imanaga sets him down in order in the 5th. As we go to the 6th, we also go below the surface, brought to you by Georgia Aquarium. So the Braves have a 9-game lead. The teams that have done that through 42 games going back to 1969.
Yeah, tied for the best ever right now are these Atlanta Braves. The Dodgers did it in 2009. It is fascinating to look at what's happening in the standings. Obviously, this team has been great. The rest of the division, though, has been pretty light.
Martin Perez, we told you he was in the pen, and now he is on the mound here in the 6th inning for the Braves.
Martin is that friend that you want to hang out with all the time because he's up for anything. Whatever you want him to do, he is going to do, whether that means taking spots in the rotation, some starts, you need him in the bullpen, short outings, long outings. He's been very clear about that. He's here to help in any way that he can.
So he had a start on the 28th of April, then a start on the 6th of May, and now on the 13th of May he comes out of the bullpen in a tie ball game.
And Birdie was talking. Oh, my goodness, that is a thing of beauty.
That's what we call paint, my friend.
Yes, it was. Backdoor cutter. I thought it was going to stay off. And instead, it just came back and barely nixed it down and away corner. But no argument to be had for Ian Happ. That is a thing of beauty. And when Martin is right, that's what he'll do. It'll be cutter there. It'll be sinker going the other way. The changeup, and then do it on both sides of the plate. This is a guy I don't doubt that Birdie loves because of how excellent his changeup is.
I agree, and I love what you said about doing whatever is needed. Kind of like a Dubon in the field. You need a guy like that in the rotation who can give you multiple innings and save the bullpen if needed. And oh yeah, he's really, really good.
A guy that has been around a long time, Martin Perez, 35 years old, and he has been a nice boost for this Braves both rotation and now out of the bullpen.
And people were asking, hey, why didn't Martin get a start in the series? Why didn't he start yesterday maybe instead of Grant Holmes? Well, part of that is because the Cubs are very, very good against left-handed pitching.
Slowly to Riley. It's a long throw across. He makes it without a problem. We pause for a word from Chevrolet.
Get into a 2026 Chevy Trax, starting at $23,495. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Well, when I was talking with Walt Weiss yesterday, I said I was just complimenting him. I said, I've been so impressed with how you guys have managed the pitching situation and spacing out the starts for some guys, using Perez in multiple roles, Fuentes in multiple roles, because it really has been a masterpiece how they've operated.
And listening to him talk about the process was also pretty interesting. It is a group effort. Everybody involved in the organization that has a voice in the room when they're making these decisions, everybody leaning on everyone else. This way nothing gets missed. Right, I think it's really important. Sometimes you get concerned with front offices and organizations getting just a little bit too small and not sharing maybe enough or listening to enough people, but not the case here, because it is very complicated what they're doing. Trying to find the right matchups, trying to find the right rest, and then in the case of Bryce Elder, making sure he doesn't get the rest because he's been so good. That is not an easy thing to make work.
Perez is making everything work through the three hitters that he faces here so far. Down they go in order in the sixth.
Here comes that changeup, an absolute thing of beauty, left on left against Michael Busch.
Hey, May 24th, the Military Appreciation Ticket Package. $4 of every ticket will go back to the Warrior Alliance. You get that quarter zip as well. Go to Braves.com/military appreciation to get your ticket now. Imanaga back out there. Oh, Birdie's got it on. That looks great, Birdie.
Brandon, how we doing?
Doing better now. You're ready.
Yeah. Hey, light, very comfortable. I could pitch in this.
I like the look of that. Not many can pull it off the way Birdie does.
When you say you could pitch in that, like, how's the arm feeling these days? Like, I'm down to like very minimal BP and it's hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, people ask me, I'm good for like 3 pitches and then straight to the IL. You know that T-shirt that says everything hurts?
That's right.
Yeah.
We're living it.
That's right. But hey, we've lived a good life.
So I remember we were at Kings Ridge where Birdie and I, our oldest boys, went to school, and we were throwing batting practice. Birdie had already been a couple years into retirement, but I was still hanging on. And we're throwing BP to these kids. And I'm pretty much at like full regular in career strength, and I see Birdie, he's trailing a little bit, and I can hear him breathing a little bit heavier over there. And I look over we were going at it 45 minutes, everything we have. And I could still see his face. I look over, he's like, man, you're still in pretty good throwing shape on this. He's like breathing heavy. I'm like, come on, Birdie, you got this. Dig a little deeper. Trying to cheer him on. A couple years later, I knew exactly what he was talking about. I started going through it. You do lose it eventually.
Yeah, it's like a car, you know. 200,000-300,000 miles. At some point, it says enough.
Oh, it's a sad feeling, though. It really is.
Yeah.
That's why you ride that horse, Birdie.
That's it.
Yeah. I hear they live forever.
They do, and they love you back. You know what I am good for, though? The lob shot on the tennis court.
Oh, yeah.
The little slash on the pickleball court.
Yeah.
That's what I'm down to.
You guys are dominant. Can't hang with you in that department. You saw that note for Kelly, the catcher, how good he's been with the ABS challenges, and he got that one overturned to strike out Azócar.
You could say he's the best in baseball. Looking at catchers that have challenged at least 20 times, he's got the highest percentage, came in at 90%.
Another strikeout for Imanaga. Here's a message from Truist.
Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist. Learn how knowledge and care can work for you.
So Imanaga, this is the guy that got him back in the fourth. Baldwin with a solo homer to the bullpen in right center. And he hits it hard, but Horner, the Gold Glover out there, helps out his pitcher. And his 7 in a row retired by Shota Imanaga. Some leather tonight. That is as sensational as it gets.
Fans, don't miss a moment this season with Braves.tv. You can stream the entire season within the Braves territory for just $79.99. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long. Visit Braves.tv for details. Start streaming today.
He's CJ Nitkowski. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Paul Bird downstairs, and you're looking live at Dylan Lee, the lefty who's on for the 7th.
The numbers have been phenomenal. He's been great all season long.
And he's going to get a fly out here to right. Azócar with a catch.
I mean, perhaps maybe the most unassuming, dominant reliever in baseball right now has got to be Dylan Lee. I know we're a little biased. We see him every day. Just quietly goes about his business, and he continues to get better and better.
Surprised just one inning for Martin Perez, or no?
A little bit, just because he looks so good, but at the same time the exposure to certain kind of lefties could be part of that for Walt and the game plan that they had tonight. Completely different look here, of course, that you get with a really good slider from Dylan Lee. But he looked really good. Martin just continues to impress.
He worked a 1-2-3-6. Lee gets Kelly, and now he's ahead of Pete Crow Armstrong 0-2. Two balls, two strikes. Ooh. Is there going to be a challenge? There will be.
I think Dylan Lee convinced Sandy Leon to challenge there. I'm not sure he wanted to.
This one is going to be as close as it gets. Yes.
Atlanta will have one remaining.
There was some real hesitation on Sandy's part, right? It's his first time back in the big leagues under ABS, even though he's done it in the minor leagues, and it felt like it was a total reaction off of Dylan Lee. Watch this here. Dylan Lee does the spin like, yep, there's strike 3. All right.
Well, thankfully, Sandy Leon went with it. The Braves keep one challenge, and they get their second out here in the 7th. Stay tuned for the stretch. Fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Another challenge.
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Sandy feeling himself a little bit after that last one.
He doesn't look overly confident.
Oh, stop it.
Atlanta has one remaining.
Sandy's living right. Sean Murphy can relate. So can Drake. And all of a sudden, just like that, it's 0-2 on Dansby Swanson.
I feel like when you have two that are that close, there's a party like, hey, don't push your luck, man. Like that really could have gone the other way by another millionth of an inch.
Braves bullpen worked 5 scoreless yesterday. And Lee trying for a second consecutive 1-2-3 inning here for the Pin tonight. That'll do it. Slider gets Dansby. Down they go in order. 1-1 as we head to the stretch.
Welcome to the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Service, savings, sustainability. It's that simple.
Welcome in the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Nick Green alongside Peter Moylan. And Peter, this is a tight one. J.R. Ritchie making his 4th start of the season. I was expecting him to be really good. I thought the stuff was really good. Foul balls kind of hurt him with the pitch count.
Yeah.
But overall, what did you think?
I thought, we said pregame we wanted to see more strikes from him. He definitely threw more strikes, but like you said, the Cubs did a really nice job making him throw a ton of pitches and a ton of good pitches. I thought he was really good when he fell behind, was able to drop in the occasional breaking ball or off-speed pitch to get himself back into the count. You wanted to see more strikes with the 4-seam fastball. I still think that could take some work, but he had to make some pitches in big situations tonight, and he did that very, very well.
Yeah, it didn't get hit hard at all. Only 1 hard hit ball on the night, 7 swings and misses. If you get a little more swing and miss at times, I think the pitch count will go down. But nice job overall for J.R. Ritchie. Let's see if the Braves can get back in this one and get the W. Let's get you back to Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
When it comes to natural gas in Georgia, G&G leads the league. We keep it simple with great rates that save you money. We even make it easy to reduce your carbon footprint with greener life. Sign up in minutes at gng.com. It's that simple.
There you see the score knotted up at 1. I got to give a shout out to Adam Zimmerman, Senior Vice President of the marketing team, and the whole department for coming up with just one great thing after another. It's Money Mike and Cash, his 2-year-old golden doodle. A lot has changed for Money Mike, who comes up 4th this inning. Grew up down the street, drafted by the Braves. Incredible contract, stood out, got married, had a son, had his own bobblehead, and now his dog has his very own bobblehead, which is pretty incredible. Money Mike saying he can't wait to get home and show it to Cash to get his approval.
And before the game, Chad Bishop asking Michael Harris, why the name Cash? He said, because I'm money. So we got Cash Money.
Money Mike, that seems like a pretty easy one.
He's got the headband on tonight for Cash that he got from a breeder in Tennessee.
Hey guys.
Yes, Birdie.
If you could come back to me, I want you to know that I delivered this hit in some really cool shoes.
Oh.
What do you think?
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh,
yes.
What a show off. What, just rub it in everybody's face, Birdie.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm giving the shout out again to the Braves marketing department, who keep stacking dubs. Big wins on everything they turn out. And Michael living his best life here in Atlanta. So easy to pull for with that huge smile, talking about all of it. It was an excellent interview.
Birdie, do you run into the same problem I run into when we get really cool stuff from the Braves, that the boys come calling? Do you guys share the same shoe size?
These are a little tight, but I'm going to make them work because I'm told they're really hard to get right now.
That's what I'm saying, though. But Grayson and Colby, they're not bugging.
Yeah. They're all over it. Yeah.
It's like immediate.
So you guys just got to be like me. If you have a goldfish, your goldfish doesn't ask.
Can't get in there.
There it is.
Those are beautiful.
I'm faster in these. I can jump higher. Some say better looking, but my kids
the
say
best I've seen you look right there for sure.
Maybe too old for these. I think that's a ploy to get them away from me.
No. Still 3-2 here to Ozzie.
That's a guilt play right there from the kids.
Yeah.
You don't want to wear those, Dad. You're too old. Give them up. Still just 78 pitches here for Imanaga. It'd be nice to get him out of this game.
Yeah, he's gotten in a groove here after getting that 6-4-3 double plate in the 4th. Set him down in order in the 5th and 6th. Ozzie reaches for it and pops it to Horner. A message from Kia. Birdie's horse mixed in there with a Kia message.
So 100 pitches has been the max for Imanaga, but you can see he is just at 79, 2 times that he has gone exactly 7 innings.
Matt has one of Atlanta's 4 hits tonight.
There's a really good story at MLB.com that Carly Welch, who does graphics for us, shared with me today regarding Matt Olson. This was a number I had not been tracking. There's so much data. There's no way you're going to get to all of it. But we talked about it in the open, and that is the ability to measure where a guy is hitting the ball as far as depth on the plate. And for Matt Olson, and the numbers they were using, and won't mean a lot to you, but 5.9 inches in front of home plate. Check that, 5.5. Just say, pop up. Look when the last time he was in that kind of 5-inch part where he's catching the ball out front. That was the year he hit 54 home runs. Previous 2 years were still pretty good at 29, but you can also see based on those numbers, he was not getting out front nearly as much as he is this year and as much as he was in 2023. The pace is there for 54. I asked Tim Hires about that today. I said, is he intentionally trying to catch it out front? He said it was really more about syncing up his swing so that when he is at that point, he's in a good position to still drive the ball. He said a lot of times last year he ended up pulling off. He'd catch the ball there, but then he'd roll over it, and he wouldn't have enough left in his swing to drive the ball out to the field.
One bouncer to Bush here. So he's not necessarily focused on that number, but that number is a byproduct to say Matt Olson is going right.
Exactly. That his swing is in a good place, that when he does catch the ball there, he can get it in the air with authority. Yes, he's hitting the ball in the air a little bit more as well, but in order to hit it in the air, you got to catch it out front. And there's a danger point in there, right? You don't want to be too far out front. You're going to become susceptible to off speed. So it's not like he's just trying to drop the head out in front. It's getting your swing right, really well balanced. Everything is synced up well, and it's yielded what has been just a great start to his season.
Let's take a look at our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature tonight. This is on Austin Riley coming into the ball game tonight and what he has done over the last 10 with those 3 homers and 8 driven in.
I think it goes back to the beginning of the road trip, some of the adjustments that we're hearing about with Austin Riley, but also going to Colorado against some lefties. I think feeling really good about where his swing was throughout that road trip, and it's continued to carry over.
Big swing at the splitter, 1-2.
I'm surprised that he wears that PitchCom device like that. That would be really distracting to me. I know they're not particularly heavy, but it's some extra added weight that you have right there on your glove.
I think he's the only guy that wears it that way. I've never seen anybody else do it. Everybody else that does wear one, it's typically on the belt.
Dad beeper.
Dad beeper. Four-seamer up, 2-2.
Comes with a tight pair of jorts and a braided
belt. Yes. It's always good when you got the cell phone in the holster on the braided belt. That's a good look. Imanaga is so funny how he just stares in at the pitch.
He's begging for that one. It wasn't even close, but it's the games that you play.
The throwing philosopher. Suarez getting ready for his part in the 8th inning. Dansby charges. Sidearm throw. That's 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings for a happy Shota Imanaga.
Fortunate.
Zaxby's Who's Got the Sauce? It's Robert Suarez.
He has had it all year. Look at the domination to the lefties. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio. an incredibly low ERA. He has been excellent. The best stat, I keep saying it every time, but I think that we've had here, there's been a lot of good ones. His fastball will sit at 99 miles an hour, changeup cutter, and every once in a while, a two-seamer.
First pitch is bounced to Ha-Seong Kim. Takes care of business. Well, it's been a group effort. J.R. Ritchie 4 1/3, and then the Braves have now used 4 relievers: Kinley, Perez, Lee, and Robert Suarez.
And all of them very efficiently, right? We saw Tyler Kinley finish that inning, and then it's been an inning apiece here so far. And Walt doing a nice job of getting big arms in big spots, but again, without burning anybody out.
Moises Ballesteros shoots it foul.
Think about these last 2 series, right? You had the Los Angeles Dodgers in LA, and even though they're not playing their best baseball, they're a really good team. The Cubs have been playing some good baseball, even though they lost a couple coming into this series. And this is kind of what you should expect, right? This is a tough test, tight games, well pitched. Everyone looking for that one moment. We had it yesterday early.
Dubon sprinting over, reaching up, but he can't get to it as he falls into the net. Thankfully, he's okay.
That is a tough little corner to navigate. We don't see this too often, where you got the net to deal with, you have the angle of the wall, and it looked like he was about to make a great catch, and unfortunately could not come up with it.
Thankfully okay. Eli White, who ran into the wall at Dodger Stadium, had that concussion. They do expect him to be ready to come off the IL after the 7-day minimum. So that was the update today from Walt Weiss. Very good news for Eli White in Atlanta.
Some pretty good coverage there from Ballesteros. That pitch was probably a foot off the plate. And sequencing now just screams for an up and in fastball, or even up over the plate to see if you get Chase. Oh.
So close. Sandy thought about it.
And Ballesteros took a step toward home plate. I think he thought he was out.
That might have clipped that corner. Ballesteros 5'8", 205 pounds. Good bat to ball skills, as we've seen, except for right there. He goes after the changeup. Swing and a miss.
And that was a beauty. It ended up being 3 straight changeups. He did not see a single fastball in this at bat. A couple of cutters, and then work him away the rest of the time. And good execution, and a good job not listening to me on what pitch to throw.
Ballesteros is in a slump. He's hitless now in his last 25 at bats. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And now here is Alex Bregman. Shota Imanaga's been really good through 7 innings. The Cubs do have Phil Maton, the righty, getting ready in the pen.
Now, we mentioned it. He had not gone over 7 innings yet this season, and it looks like he's not going to here tonight.
Line drive for a base hit out to left. Prior to that, Braves relievers had retired 10 straight, but Bregman ends the streak.
Well, not all bad. Think about this. You got 2 outs here. Good piece of hitting against that really good Robert Suarez changeup. But we showed you those splits. And so now you get Ian Happ batting left-handed against Suarez, where lefties have really struggled.
Happ yet to put the ball in play tonight. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Shota Imanaga's rotating that arm as if maybe he's not done over there. And he's got his glove on.
Yeah, that's not the movement from a guy who is out of this ball game. So I think you're right.
And his 3 seasons with the Cubs, Shota has only faced a total of 3 batters in the 8th inning. So you mentioned it hasn't happened this year. It really hasn't happened at all during his time with the Cubbies.
I think Michael Harris set to lead off. And so you get the left-on-left matchup, and it could be one of those situations, right? You get Michael Harris either go hitter by hitter, or it could only be even one hitter if he indeed is going back out.
Runner takes off. Throw down at second. Almost came off the bag, but Bregman is safe, and he's in scoring position.
First stolen base against Robert Suarez so far this season. Just good timing from Alex Bregman, and no doubt Suarez pretty locked in on trying to finish off Happ, and say ignoring Alex Bregman, but maybe not thinking about him as much.
3-2. Challenge from Happ, and I think he might win this one.
Batter challenging the strike call.
Really close again. Does Sandy have another 1/1000th of an inch?
Chicago will have remaining challenges.
You can't even fit a piece of paper in there. So 2 on, 2 out. Seiya Suzuki is the batter.
I mentioned it with Sean Barber. He came in averaging 2 ABS turnovers per game. He's got 4 tonight. But all close. I mean, they're all reasonable.
Suzuki, like his starting pitcher tonight, Shota Imanaga from Japan, trying to help out Imanaga here in a big spot in the 8th inning. John Lipka says Suzuki win 0-1.
So he's been good against Suzuki in his career. As we take a look at this from the side, that's a good call. 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. And then I wonder too if they've ever faced each other when Suarez was in Japan. Maybe. I do not have access to that data. We do not. We take it pretty far here, but we keep it stateside.
Yeah, so you don't go across the pond. One game, 1-1 count, 1-2. Nice change up from Suarez. Truist trying to give him some love. And he went with that pitch again. Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Robert Suarez ready to rock and roll. He struck him out. Another changeup, another beauty.
Unbelievable work here from Suarez and really the entire bullpen here tonight. But there is that cambio and another punchy for the Braves bullpen.
Well, Shota Imanaga at 91 pitches, and he is back out here to start the 8th inning. Harris and Kim are 0 for 4 against him tonight, and they are the first 2 up here. Both teams 1 run, both teams 4 hits, both teams airless baseball. Phil Maton is ready in that Cubs bullpen whenever Craig Counsell goes that direction.
94 pitches. We told you he's been up to 100. Feels like again maybe just 1 hitter here.
He has retired 10 straight, but he falls behind Harris 3-1.
And it's an automatic for me if Michael Harris gets on. Now they might be on the fence a little bit if he doesn't. Craig Counsell getting a little jittery.
Broken back. Hoerner hustling, shoveling, and he flips it over the head of Bush. First error of the series, and it could turn out to be a big one.
Craig Counsell couldn't get out of the dugout fast enough, and what a break here for the Braves. This was a pitch that Michael Chase looked like it might have been a ball weak contact, but the wheels, it puts pressure on the defense, and the defense couldn't show up.
And Nico Hoerner, who won his second career Gold Glove last season, tried to flip it, but flipped it unclean. And the Braves now have a chance here to start a rally in the bottom of the 8th as the Cubs turn to the pen. One of the best scenes in baseball when the opposition goes to the bullpen. 1-1, bottom of the 8th. Runner at first, Kim at the plate, and Phil Maton is on now for the Cubs. The righty deals a called strike.
So Maton's an interesting guy. You're going to see a high ERA, but it's kind of been a tale of 2 seasons. He went 4 straight games where he gave up 2 earned runs in each of those games. Now all of a sudden he's on a run here where it's been 5 straight where he hasn't given up a run.
And Kim laces it through the left side for his first hit. And there are 2 on with nobody out.
Nice piece of hitting here against the curveball. You get a lower arm angle from Phil Maton, and Ha-Seong Kim sees that curveball very well. Nice hard contact. 108 for him off the bat. That thing was smoked.
So season debut yesterday for Kim. He reached with a walk but did not have a hit. So first hit on the young season for Ha-Seong Kim comes at a pretty good time. Cubs are having a conference on the mound. The Braves are going to bring Dom Smith to the plate to hit for Sandy Leon.
Four hits last night, all of them singles. He has been in the middle of everything this year in some pretty dramatic moments, and now another one on the table for Dom Smith.
It's got a late September feel here. Cool temperatures, and this has been a dandy tonight. Braves trying to take the lead in the 8th. Dom Smith comes up swinging. That .363 batting average is the highest in Major League Baseball for any player with 80 or more plate appearances this season.
And everything is pretty much moving that you get from Phil Maton. There is no 4-seam straight fastball. You see the cutter, the curveball, we've seen the sweeper. The fastball that he has is a 2-seamer, but he just doesn't throw it very much.
1-1. They got him out in front on the curveball. Imanaga, all he can do is look now here in the bottom of the 8th. Cutter misses. The other thing for Maton, in addition to a couple of those rough outings that he's had, is that he missed nearly 3 weeks in April with the right knee issue. But he's back and healthy. And he gets Dom Smith. Again, it's that slow curve.
And it's good location too, right? This ball is going to be a ball the entire way. It comes back, it catches the corner. Dom's got to go after it with 2 strikes, but that's a good pitch.
And another pinch hitter. As the fans, it's that time where it's sweaty palms here at the ballpark. Mike Yastrzemski is going to come to the plate and hit for Azocar. Yaz had a great night last night. His first homer of the season, also an RBI single. He drove in 3.
And he had a good look at Phil Maton and how he treats lefties and what he did there to Dom Smith. Everything, again, breaking, sweeper, cutter, and a couple of curveballs.
Braves trying to become the first team in the majors to reach 30 wins. 29-13. Looking to take the lead here in the 8th. Yastrzemski, right center. That ball is down. Harris is home. Here comes Kim. He is out, but the Braves grab the lead. What a 2-game stretch for Mike Yastrzemski.
Again, you go back to how Dom Smith was pitched, and you could expect breaking balls that are going to be on the outer half. Yaz saw it. Yaz was ready for it. Take a look at the pitch here. It's a sweeper. It's outer half. He goes out and hooks it and gets the barrel on it and drills this thing into right center. A little credit here to the Cubs on that relay throw. You see a right fielder going down. You feel like you have some time. Both runs could be able to score, but just a really nice job on the relay to get Kim.
2-1. Now let's see what Dubon can do here with Yaz out at second base. And remember, for Yastrzemski, folks, yesterday he was pinch hit for in the 6th. So in this series, an RBI single, a 2-run homer, and now that RBI double. And all 3 have been huge for the Braves. And you know who's getting ready down in that bullpen. Dubon, deep to left. See you later. Are created equal, and that was a big one. It is now 4-1 Atlanta.
It is unbelievable how special this team has been, and it's a different guy every night. Mauricio Dubon has been there for big moments, but an 0-for-3 night coming in to this plate appearance, and he stays inside and just hammers a ball to left field to put the Braves up by 3.
As they continue to erect that Dubon statue outside of Truist Park.
You gonna ask me about my rally button?
Oh, we got to show this. I missed it. So earlier, J.R. Ritchie, we noticed that he missed the second button on his jersey. CJ has unbuttoned the second button on his polo.
Of course, you never wear the top
Right.
button. So I said, you know what? We need some magic here. So before the inning started, I went top button, unbuttoned the second one.
Solidarity.
I'm choking here a little bit, but it seems to have worked.
We're in this together. Baldwin with a pretty good swing. But Happ is there. 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and the Braves are 3 outs from win number 3-0.
So fun to watch here. Mauricio Dubon again. You felt good with the run, 1 run. How about a couple of more? Doobie does it again.
Our Car Shield defensive play of the game. Somewhere Semisonic is smiling with closing time up there, but Iglesias at the top of the list. Suarez 2 spots down.
So we talk so much about his efficiency. We're not making it up. This is the last 3 years with pitchers that have at least 30 saves. By the way, Robert Suarez also on that list, but it's under 14 pitches per inning for Raisel Iglesias. Just so incredibly efficient, and it'll be interesting. Again, you got a team here that is very disciplined. You know Iggy's going to go right at them.
6, 7, 8 in the order, starting with Michael Busch. Well, the Braves offense once again coming through in the clutch. After Harris reached on the air, Kim with a single. Yaz the big RBI double, and then Dubon the 2-run blast, the cherry on top.
You see Kim get thrown out there, and you're like, darn, it'd be nice to have a little bit of room, right? Maybe a 2-run cushion, and then Mauricio Dubon picks him up.
So you saw Yaz in right field. Baldwin now catching with Leon out of the game. Challenge. I think that one's going to be a ball.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
Oh.
Cubs will have 2 remaining.
Braves have 1. Cubs still with both. This one is going to go foul, and the count is full at 3-2. All the way to the wall and nearly a stumble out there, but he stayed upright. He
stayed upright. Sniper in the stands almost got him.
And back to the stool. Leadoff walk for Michael Busch. Some work to be done, but if Iglesias can get 3 outs here, tomorrow to be Chris Sale going for the sweep. He is our strong arm, brought to you by John Foy and Associates.
He's been so incredible. There have been times where we've seen it lined up where Chris Sale will get that first start of a series, have the opportunity to kind of set the tone. It'll be a little bit different here tomorrow, where he's getting that final game of the series.
Drake Baldwin going out there, talking with Iglesias. And the Cubs are going to use Michael Conforto off the bench. He's going to hit here for Carson Kelly.
There really is not a platoon advantage when you're facing Raisel Iglesias. A lot of that has to do with his great changeup. But lefties just at 143, the righties at 158 when you look at the batting averages against.
Conforto bounces it to Kim. Steps on second. Double play. 2 down in the 9th.
The equalizer is that changeup from Raisel Iglesias, and a first pitch changeup looked like it might have been off the end of the bat. Kim does it perfectly for that easy 6-3 double play.
And I don't know what Drake Baldwin said to Iglesias, but he appreciated the mound visit. That was all Drake Baldwin in the scouting report right there. This should do it. The Atlanta Braves are the first team in Major League Baseball to 30 wins.
So many big moments tonight. Obviously, the Mauricio Dubon home run, the pinch hit that you got there from Mike Yastrzemski. But how about that man right there, Walt Weiss, and the way that he ran this bullpen tonight to absolute perfection. Everybody answering the bell. It takes all 26 and your coaches to get it done. This was a true team victory tonight.
6 pitchers holding the Cubs in this good offense to just 1 run after they had just 1 hit yesterday. And the Braves are 30-13. We'll be back in a moment.